Welcome to Cardone Debates. We have Pantyhose, Dustin, Rob, Gary. Today we're going to be talking about security. What are the best ways to store your Bitcoin? Top scams, which Rob from Digital Asset News will be able to tell us about. But first, let's go around and introduce ourselves. Rob, you guys know who this guy is, this OG. Tell us where people can find you online.
Online, you can find me, unfortunately, perusing X a lot. Too much, actually. I need to stop. But you can find me over at X at News Asset or on the YouTube channel, Digital Asset News.
Cool. Rob has an awesome channel.
He's a Twitter addict.
Yeah, it's a problem. I got to stop that.
Thing, ain't it, man?
Yeah,
I was listening the other day to some people talking about their children, and there's this Australian law that's they're going to say the kids cannot get on the internet before the age of 16, I think, which I found Australia doing was like, wow, that's a bit schizophrenic but it's good. I like it. The parents in this space were talking about how addicted their children were, and that if they removed the phones when they were 8, they would have spastic children. And I'm like, I'm getting feedback from somebody, Dana. I think it's you. And I just started thinking, Rob, I was like, I wonder how many of these people, hey, who's open mic? Yeah, I think that was it. That must have been Pantyhose, as always. Anyway, I just wondered how many of these people could be without a telephone for a day and not freak, or even just tried it. Like, we talk about it, but like, oh, hey, just put it away for 3 days, see what happens. It's phenomenal, man, how much time and attention that little fucking phone takes.
Unfortunately, it's true.
But Dana, who else do we have? Who's this Pantyhose guy that causes so many problems? He's balding, needs a hair plant.
Pantyhose is looking fine as ever. Yeah, well, he's gonna bring his his expertise, security expertise. How are you doing?
He looks strikingly similar to someone that I saw downtown St. Pete last week drinking $200 a shot tequila. I'm walking by, I'm listening to these two punks talk about the tequila they're drinking. I like $200. I heard this. I'm like, oh my God, these people are crazy, man. It looked a lot like him, but he had a little more hair. Maybe we get a close up for the audience. What this thing looks like. Look at this. And he's a Campbell Soup lover.
And a Campbell Soup. Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Hey, that art just went down in price, I think.
You're muted.
I don't know if we can't hear you.
Very reactive crew here. This is so entertaining.
I'm too busy laughing. Apparently, I have Gary has a macho Range Rover, and I have the girls one. Apparently.
Well, hey, we should do a survey. Okay. Like, what man has a $230,000 Range Rover that's painted white? Okay. I think it's black on the inside, but the white on the outside I'm convinced that bill of registration is in your girlfriend's name, but just saying. Dustin, what's up, buddy?
I'm going to have to go over to Imp's house and get his audio set up. This is out. First of all, why do you sound like you're in a underwater tomato can? And why do we echo when you unmute? This is not rocket science, Captain Security. Come on, bro. Let's go. I'm Rob. Nice to meet you. I'm excited for this discussion. Believe it or not, I do want to point out that the American flag is above the British flag in its background, as it should be. So we approve of that message. Speaking of out of control expensive liquor.
Gary, is Gary talking to himself or is he just on mute?
I was just bragging about this message here.
Yeah, looking good. Everyone's looking really good.
Rob's probably like, what are these guys doing, dude? I thought this was going to be about security. Let's start our security conversation. Do we have any people in here, or is it just us talking to each other?
It's all of us. I've been kidnapped. I'm in Dubai right now. So you guys got to come find me. It's apparently very safe here, but all I have
you don't have enough Bitcoin for us to go put a posse together.
Cardone. Excuse me?
You don't have enough Bitcoin for us to put a posse together. I told you should have been buying Bitcoin all this time.
Yeah, I should have. Why, you're saying it's not worth it? It's not worth it to come save me?
Totally not worth it, dude. We're not going to save you.
No, I mean, I've already flogged her for 2 chickens and a goat. So
that's it. That's it. Well,
okay. Well, listen. Let me maybe start this off. Okay, when I came into Bitcoin, and I started really thinking about, okay, I think this is my place. This is my little spot in life, and I love the people, and I hated them also. But what I heard was that, and I'm still hearing it, that I'm not really a Bitcoiner. A Bitcoiner only holds all of his wealth in a multi-sig 12 seed dig.
Gary, you're muted.
I said, can you hear me now? I said, I didn't understand the whole multi-sig, the ledger thing. Someone bought me a ledger. I looked at it, and I looked at the ledger, and it still has $6 on it, by the way. I looked at this ledger, and I went, I know nothing about this device. And I had all my buddies going, hey, man, make sure you get it from Ledger Direct. Don't buy it from Amazon. I was like, wow. So if I buy the wallet from Amazon, it's not safe, but I go buy anyway, it was enough inconsistent stuff that I had never heard this on my journey of making money ever in my life. And it probably cost me 2 years from, let's call it, I don't know, $2,000. Getting through this, I'm not a good person because I'm not self-custody. Now, I carry weapons, but I do not carry all of my weapons with me every day on my back, crossing borders, going on. I just don't store all my gold in one place and carry it with me every day. Yet I'm supposed to take all my wealth, wrap it up into an electronic thing that, like, no one can tell me what's on this device. I see people opening a telephone and their hand blows up. I mean, I've seen that, right? Y'all have seen it. So that does not seem like security to me. Also, Dana had a ledger and she was, kidnapped. I wouldn't go try to save her. She's done, dude. Like, that is so exposing to walk around. I own self-custody. And you have no security with you, just painting a target on your back. So I don't, and I have children. So even if I did, by the way, I don't even think we should be having the conversation on social media. Like, why would you want to put yourself in that frame? It's going to be hard for me to get my Bitcoin. I like that. So that's kind of where I would like to frame it up. That's just been now I've changed in my thought process on a lot of this stuff, but I'd really like to hear from you guys. What is security? How do you secure your Bitcoin? Is it secure? Is it any more secure than anything else we do, really? Or are we just making shit up?
Rob, you gonna feel that?
Okay, I'll start. So, with security, the problem is, and you said it right, Gary, like you paint a target on your back, especially being in the public eye, like me personally. So with me, it's a different response that you're going to get than from everybody else, because everybody else isn't on YouTube or on X or on this cool show with these fine gentlemen and lady. So it's a little bit different. However, I will tell you, at least once a week, more or less, I get an email or a message from somebody who's completely gotten scammed out or lost everything in their crypto. And it doesn't matter how much you make, it's how much you keep. And I remember, like, it doesn't, and some are not intelligent in how they lost it. They lost it because they had their life savings in a hot wallet. Hot wallet, for people who don't know, is everything that's connected to the internet. So if you have like your MetaMask wallets or your, what is this other one? Sabrina or Phantom and Lace or whatever else. If you have those and you leave it there, it's very easy to get hacked. Hey, it's just me. All right, I like this. So hopefully, I think I'm still on, but we'll see.
Yeah, you're on.
You are, and you're looking good, buddy.
Thanks. So like with these hot wallets, a lot of people, they get screwed over because they click on something, they download something, and it wipes out their hot wallet. So the next step would be a cold storage device, like what we're talking about right now. So these cold storage devices are still great, but they're still vulnerable. And people say, well, how the hell is that? Because they're not connected to the internet, so it makes no sense. Here's an example. About a year ago, I got a call, roughly around this time. A friend of mine in Puerto Rico, we'll call him Pete. And Pete calls me up, and the first thing he says is, it's gone. So what do you mean it's gone? And I go, what are you talking about? Like, if something happened? He's like, yeah, my entire crypto wallet is gone. And I'm like, oh, well, is it something like goofy, like your Phantom wallet or MetaMask? He's like, no, it's my ledger. I logged in, everything's gone. What the hell am I going to do now? That was my entire life savings. Also, I just sold my house from California, moved here to Puerto Rico. I haven't even paid the capital gains on that. And I just lost millions and millions of dollars. So we went through the steps as to what potentially happened. We still haven't come through to the resolution of where it was. But we think what happened, either it was an inside job, meaning that somebody got a hold of the 24 words, put those in, and just took off. It's very easy to steal this, to steal any kind of crypto. Or it could be that at some point in time within the last 3 years or so, he may have put this in a Word document and then deleted it, thinking that it actually gets deleted, and it wasn't. And he got drained for everything on his cold storage device and his hot wallet. So then it becomes, well, what are the best practices? And the best practices that I can find is, first of all, not telling nobody that you invest into crypto. That's the first and foremost thing you should do. Probably the second thing you should not do is start a YouTube channel or on Twitter or X and talk about how you invest into crypto. That's another boneheaded thing to do, so don't do that. And the next thing would be to keep everything, of course, as private as you can, all socials and things like that. Use a multi-sig cold storage wallet. And then there's this thing that people talk about in investments as far as diversification in your portfolio, right? Some people will say, well, I'm going to diversify my portfolio of Bitcoin with Ethereum. And I'm going to diversify all my investments with Bitcoin, Ethereum, gold, silver, equities, dividends, whatever else, real estate. And I am under the belief that I'm not going to be like my friend Pete and have to come on to my show and say, hey, it's all gone. So I diversify all of my cold storage devices. And I have more than one. So for me, it's just, I'm paranoid. And I'm paranoid because I've been in this game since 2017. And it scares the hell out of me to lose everything. So I try to protect myself as much as possible and talk about as much as possible on my channel, because people don't think about this. They just think about, I made money, I'm happy. But they don't see the emails and the texts and the messages that I get, that it's like, hey, I lost everything. What do I do now? What do I tell my wife that I just lost our whole account? What do I tell my kids because I can't afford for their college tuition? And what do I tell all the people that are behind me that I can't afford a payment for my house? So these are things that haunt me.
To Gary's point, this one, so I've been trying to onboard people for a long time, and this is one of the most frustrating parts for me, because there's so many horror stories about everything that people have gone through, that we talk about things called that this sounds like absolute gibberish to average people. And when you start talking about cold storage versus hot storage, it makes sense to me that Gary blames this part of the conversation for costing him 2 years of wanting to invest. So the one thing I'll say is for most like people entering, most of this has gotten significantly better over time. And the vast majority of people I know who have been drained or have lost all of their stuff has been a result of them clicking a phishing scam. Coinbase is not sending you text messages asking you to call a phone number like, oh, somebody just tried to access. I probably get 50 of those every single day.
What do you mean, Rob? Why are you laughing?
Oh, well, because what Dustin's saying is like what I get as well. It's like, hey, did Coinbase call me? No, you moron. Nobody. You're not that popular. Nobody cares.
Rob,
Yeah.
Rob, I think you're the only one that tweets about this all the time. Like Rob will tweet all of his recent scams, and a lot of them are about Coinbase calling you or texting you. And I just think the captions are so funny when Rob posts them.
So
Yeah.
there are very simple things that you can do to secure yourself. I always tell people, if you've never thought that a Nigerian prince secretly wanted to give his fortune to you and tried to chase that down, you're probably going to be okay. And you don't have to worry. As your crypto portfolio grows, the availability of different security measures should also grow with it, which is it's fine to just start with your Phantom account when you're doing I'm just playing with what I'm comfortable losing and I want to learn the space type deal. And as long as you're not clicking on the phishing links, you're probably going to be fine. Now, when your profile starts going up and you inevitably want to share how awesome this space is, your risk profile is also going to go up. Now, the good thing is now there are almost an infinite number of resources about how you can take more and more precaution. Cold storage, multi-sig, spreading out the multi-sig amongst people, adding certain delay mechanisms to handle what me and Int like to refer to as the bag on the head scenario, which is always a top threat. There's all kinds of things that you can do to further advance and protect what you're holding. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is, and just something I like to remind people who may not be like overly into crypto, if you're not falling for ridiculous, like, oh, why is Coinbase calling me out of the blue and asking for all of my information? Now, I have, like Rob, because I've onboarded people for a long time, I often am the one that they call when something bad happens. And I had a friend who on the Coinbase thing got scammed. And it was unfortunate because we found out later that some rogue Coinbase employees had taken information. And so they were able to confirm his address and his phone number and his account number. They were able to give him enough information that established some level of credibility, but you never give your goddamn seed phrase to anybody. Right? So like rule number one is if you have a seed phrase, do not give it. No one ever needs it. You never need to share that with anybody for any reason, period. And if you follow those simple steps, you're probably going to be fine. If you don't click the links and you don't fall for the phishing scams and you take a breath, they almost always get you by evoking fear, which is, oh my God, if you don't do this right now, you're going to lose everything. Which is really like the hook that they get into you to make urgent to take deep breaths, slow down, triple check everything, and you're probably going to be fine. But I had a change of heart. I think Gary is largely responsible for this. I'm in crypto for the revolution, right? Like I want I want you to be your own bank. I want you to cut out as many of the bad middlemen as we possibly can. But I also am not going to judge you if you want to put your vast fortune in something that offers some level of protection like an ETF. You're 100% still part of this revolution. And this is part of maturing, which is my core audience when I started this, I was in politics, I got debanked, I started to onboard people. A big chunk of my core audience I lovingly refer to as the Tea Party grandmas, right? And these are the best of us. They're the ones who will show up to your meetings and put your event together. They're amazing. They're not technically savvy in any way, and explaining to them and walking them through the process of onboarding and writing down. You see, I will never forget when one of my people came to me and he had written down 11 words for his seed phrase. I was like, well, I've got 11/12 of what I need here. We should be fine. Yeah, it was a tough learning curve. So I think that it's helpful, and for us and the adoption of all of the great things we're doing, that you can now have less complicated and less new systems of onboarding, including being able to do set up your wallet using some of your traditional credentials, email, phone number, etc. And I think we're going to see lots of wallets that start to rely on that more than the traditional seed phrase, that rely on the security and protection of email and the other stuff that banks use, which honestly is more than enough and adds that layer of protection of you have somebody to call and to blame. I am a huge believer in self-custody, but that also comes with personal responsibility, which is I know that if I lose my money, if the Nigerian prince has charmed me into believing that I am about to inherit a big chunk of Africa because I have a secret uncle I didn't know about and my family has never mentioned. I know that that's on me. And so you also, the more self-custody, the more you have to take personal responsibility if something goes wrong. So that's my long-winded take, but don't let it be intimidating, which is you can start and you will almost certainly be fine. And the larger it gets, the more security measures you can add to protect what you're holding and what you have. But I'll say this. I am shocked when I go to crypto conferences by the brazen and outrageous way that people flaunt their crypto wealth with having zero operational security. It is almost mind-blowing the number of times at a crypto conference I will see somebody flash on their phone 9 figures that's in a active hot wallet, probably on a Wi-Fi network that they did not really notice when they were signing on. I think we're going to see, and this may be why we have in here for one of many reasons, but I take security with me to these conferences now because I have a high profile. You have to be protected, and I think I think a lot of people are going to learn the hard way. We've seen it at several conferences that people have been kidnapped and held for ransom, forced to give their seed phrases. Man, I feel bad for the kidnappers, Dana. Like, they'll send you back before you know it. Don't worry.
You feel bad for my kidnappers?
I don't know if you guys saw this. Somebody got kidnapped at one of the conferences in Vegas, and kidnappers sent them back and like publicly were like, "Yeah, this guy does not have 9 figures. It's more like $9." Like
This guy.
he is trading with play money people. Like we were misled here. So
He's a meme coin investor. He's full of it. This is what you get.
it's been known to happen. So, but you should take what I love about the security feature and the security discussion. It's hard to have because I'm not going to reveal all of the different ways that all of the things I have personally done to protect my seed phrase, because that would be retarded operational security. This is the way I do, which would allow somebody who wanted to take malicious action to unwind the routes that I've taken. So it has to be one of these things that you go on your own journey. There are tons of resources, though, about how to protect your seed phrase, how to protect your crypto. I suggest taking a lot of that in, and as it grows, figuring it out, or just take the Gary route and, you know, trust Big Daddy government and Big Daddy banks to take care of you and keep you safe.
I want to know about the most recent scams that you've been seeing lately, Rob, and what's like the best one you've ever seen? Because there's this, I always see it.
I got a great one.
Yeah, like we're always going to be dealing with this no matter what. There's going to be a race with security and the hackers. So like the more you know, the more you can know not to. Well, I don't know. Yeah, what have you seen?
So the best one, let's see. I'm gonna try to share something.
Yeah, you want to screen share?
Yeah. So
Hey, Rob, is it true that your top priority is stay away from blondes?
That's easy.
I'm told there's a high convergence, a bearish divergence between blondes and people losing their Bitcoin.
Is that how it goes?
I've been hearing this from security people all over the place.
Yeah, these things happen.
I don't know. We're gonna have to check the comments for that. That's just like the outlier.
Hold on. I hear an echo.
Yeah. Is it me?
Is it me? That's the word. Okay, it's not me, so I'm good.
It was Gary. Gary is the culprit.
Gary and his coloring book. These things happen. So yeah. So check this out. This is the best scam so far. Throw this up. Throw this screen up for me, would you, Dana?
Yeah. Where did you? Oh, there we go.
And what it was is, so I have talked to Jemmy. She is a YouTuber out of Hong Kong, and we actually did one show previously, and it was great. She reached out. We had a common friend put us together, and I just wanted to see like how things were going in Hong Kong and what she thought of the crypto market. No problem. Then I get a message from her on X, and it says, she says, hey, let's get together because I'm worried about these scams. Go, great. And she said, hey, contact me over on Telegram because there's a problem with these new X chats. It used to be DMs, direct messaging in X, and they switched to chats, and I lost a lot of my different people that I was chatting with. I was like, yeah, sure, that makes sense because I know you. I've contacted you through Telegram before, so let's just talk over there. So we talk over there. It was a big, long message. I can't show it to you now because it was deleted. And the reformer said, let's just get together and let's do another collaboration show. And we'll talk about scams. On the day of, she gives me a link. It's a Google Meet. Didn't think too much of it. Going to Google Meet. There's this guy, some dork, glasses, goofy looking hair. And he's like, hey, I'm Jemmy's social media manager. Just want to make sure everything's set up. Okay, great. What are you guys talking about? This. Okay, this will be the screen share. Great. They go, she's over in StreamYard. So here's the link. Click on the link. The link was tv.streamyard.com / blah, 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 blah. I go there and I'm looking, I'm like, so where's Jemmy? We're going to do the show pretty soon. And then they say, oh, she's having problems getting in. We want you to download this like StreamYard, some type of like program that allows her to see it because she's in Hong Kong. And that's when I told them, you can go, well, no, let me say, you are trying to scam me in some way, shape, or form. I don't know what you're doing or who you are, dork, but I'm not downloading anything. So I reached out to Jemmy on the same one. I go, hey, there's something scammy going on here. I don't know what's going on with your business partner, but I think he's a scam artist. But here's the trick. What happened was Jem had her X account hacked in August. I don't accept DMs from people I don't follow. She had to start her own channel or her own new X account, which is the one on the right. So when she contacted me, I'm like, oh, I know this person. I've talked to this person and I've gone through those steps. The only thing that saved me, first of all, they were ballsy enough to, try to get together with me and talk about scams and then try to scam me. So when I finally reached out and found her, I go, hey, this is what's going on. She's like, oh yeah, sorry. I couldn't reach out to you because, you don't accept messages from people you don't follow. I'm like, oh, there we go. So I almost got scammed doing a show about a scam from a person who I'd already talked to. So the best practice is, and this is what one of my rules on my show I'm always talking about, everything's a scam until proven otherwise. And just like we talked about, don't download anything, but that was probably one of the closest ones I came to actually being screwed over. Is it?
Yeah, the scariest thing that I've started to worry about lately is Google links. So like meetings
Yeah.
now it's like, well, you also have to be careful about your meeting links. So what do you think about that? Like how could you verify using a Google link? Do you even know?
No, the thing is like these days, I don't even do any collaborations with anybody. I mean, I can get one, like the only reason I'm here today is because I know you, Dana. I know Gary, who's meeting these two fine gentlemen here. But because I know from moving forward, that's the only people I'm ever going to work with. Unless I meet them at a conference face to face and I get some kind of information. Other than that, everybody else I'm just not going to work with anybody. It's just not worth it to me at this point. Moving forward for other people, I don't know, maybe Pantyhose and Dustin can verify this. I don't know how to verify Google meetings. I just assume they're all scams.
Yeah, this might be a question for you, Ent. What do you think? So now, like, the protocol is, oh, well, if you want to be really careful, you always set up the meeting yourself and you send the Google.
I mean, you can get to the point of, what is ridiculousness with this.
Exactly. You can't always do that.
Frankly, a lot of people are less interesting than they think they are, for a start. A lot of very smart people aren't as smart as they think they are, which plays into the whole security stuff with this. What everybody's discussed, what Rob and Dustin have discussed is completely correct. I mean, a lot of it is a lot of practicalities. I mean, you can go the whole hog and start air gapping. That's probably one of the only things I'd actually look at on there. But a lot of the stuff is going to come from inside, or it's going to come from people that actually really know how to run this as an op. So they're doing a lot of recon on this and actually treating it as an op. Especially, when you've got a lot of flash people out there telling everybody what they've got. But you also have a lot of people that you see who think they're smart and they're actually not. And that's the biggest thing. And you have this dichotomy towards, self-custody and the institutional side. If you're going to go for self-custody and you're not smart, you could potentially run into problems. If people are very, very smart about this, we're going to start setting up Wiggles. We're going to start setting up Stingrays. We can hack into your systems from, up to 1 kilometer away. And you can overcome these aspects of what people are actually putting into place. But of course, as Dustin mentioned, there's no substitute for, literally, and you see it all the time. It happens the other week. Who was that gentleman who lost 11 million, and they spent 90 minutes with him, and he gave them $11 million in crypto. And if anybody's actually reconned you properly, and the tools are out there to
that was Altman's boy.
That was it. Yes. Yeah, that was it. People have weak points, even if they're very, very strong, whether it's your kids or whatever. You can go from one massive extreme to another. A lot of it is about having street smarts. A lot of it is about being careful with your profile, being careful with the way you actually organize your wallets, etc., etc. Don't fall for SIM swaps, etc., 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 etc. All this stuff's being covered. But there are basic things you can do. And a lot of people are very, very open, especially when they go overseas. People with it's odd the amount of people that they will fly charter and they depend on a normal car service. And people like to tell people what they're doing when when your Uber picks you up, or when your Fortis recommended driver picks you up from Heathrow, etc. And they're talking about, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm in crypto. Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. Well, hey, if you'd like to call me, etc., etc., we can actually look after you while you're on your trip. So now they've got your phone number, so on and so forth. You're using the Wi-Fi. We had an instance where a client insisted on using Fortis all over the place throughout the US. I think he was paying like $2,800 a day for a 24-hour service. And basically, all you're getting there is a background checked driver. And they used the same system when they were in the UK, not realizing that the drivers they were using in the UK were actually selling information to carjacking gangs for American tourists.
Wow.
And a lot of American tourists carry a lot of cash on them because they like to tip. And they love to talk. We have people going to Lagos and places like that. They don't think they need security. People flying to, we have one gentleman that he never has security, but he actually flies around on his own Bombardier. He's the pilot. He flies around all over the place. Doesn't have security, but he insists on having locally vetted security drivers to ferry him around everywhere. That's smart. And he goes all over the world with things like that. That is not a huge difference to what you would actually pay for a Fortis car service, but you're actually getting drivers that are actually security trained and security vetted. So people skimp on those little areas, but they'll talk about their $200,000, Rolex Platinum. And they won't take these basic measures. So what everybody said so far is perfectly correct. I mean, the only thing I would add in onto that, if you're actually insisting on using this stuff and doing it from home and you're involved in self-custody, you may want to look at air gap. You may want to have professional penetration testing done for your systems and for your house. I was showing Dustin and I was showing Gary, if I put your address in with a program that I've got, I can go back 30, 60, 90 days and pull every phone signal that came from your house. And I can trace that back to source. And then I can also look at stuff that you downloaded. And that's legal. Once I have that, I can then ping your phones. That is legal software. People don't realize this type of stuff. People won't. You have a segregated device that they actually use, that they take everything off it. They won't stick it in a Faraday bag, then they won't take it out to actually look at their wallets. There are all sorts of little things that you can do, but the biggest problem is people's own stupidity. They think they are a lot smarter than they are, and some people are exceptionally smart. It does not mean you're as smart as the person who's trying to rip you off or the person who's trying to do you harm. We get caught on this type of stuff as well. I mean, hey, Dustin, look at you. And all sorts of misinformation can be actually spread all over the place. We spend a fortune on our systems down in West Palm Beach to segregate them all. And even then, we get spam attacks all the time from all sorts of people. And Dustin and Gary will tell you, over Thanksgiving, I spent most of my day trying to work out how I got mentioned in a Russian foreign ministry broadcast. And I had no idea that I was actually recruiting Philippine mercenaries to fight in Ukraine.
You're a monster.
Mhm.
Leading more Filipinos to their death in Russia.
Yeah, but you know, eventually that actually came out of Puerto Rico. It all came out of Puerto Rico. But it took 48 hours, 72 hours to track down where this comes from. And we fall victim to things like that. And we actually do this for a living. So, you know, there's some super, super smart people out there. But you have to know your lane of what you're actually smart at. Don't think you're smart at everything. I mean, we used to have discussions, and we were talking about this a long time ago, up at Tacoma Tower back in 2008, 2009. And we were talking about cyber and physical threats. And there is no cyber without physical. There's no physical without cyber. It has to be a mixture of the two. And people don't want to live in each other's pockets. They don't want security teams all over the place. A majority of sane, normal people do not want security teams. They don't want them. But you would be silly not to actually look at the risks when you travel and to mitigate that. You would be silly to ignore the advice that Rob and Dustin have actually put forward on basic security measures. You know, people are less likely to break into your house if they see cameras and if they see it's well lit. People are less likely to rip your stuff off if they suddenly figure out they have to go through all these extra steps to actually get to your crypto and your Bitcoin. Why not go for the easy flash guy wearing his Gucci's and his Gucci t-shirt down, you know,
and it's super tight.
And his super tight jeans, driving black Land Rovers, and you know, showing you, hey, look, you know, hey, I've got $11 million in my crypto wallet. While he's at a conference. I mean, crikey, you only have to put one person in there and get a set of wiggle up. You can start lifting all this type of stuff. It's super easy. It makes it more difficult the more steps that you actually have. So, you know, there's a lot of basics that a majority of people should do as a matter of course. And there's more steps that people who are high profile should do as a matter of course. But there's no accounting for stupidity. And God bless them. They're probably the ones who are going to end up hurt and broke. So there's my moment of inspiration for you all.
A moment of inspiration. You're morons and you're going to be broke. That's a pretty good segue.
You know, we were having a discussion just a few days ago. Someone brought up emails or something, and about 2 or 3 years ago, in fact, the last company I bought a big chunk in, I said, look, you cannot send me any emails. And I did this about 2 years ago. Now all I get almost is scam emails or here's a legal document you need to sign. I thought it was pretty weird. I had a lot of people going, hey, dude, that's really weird. You know, no emails. I said, look, first off, I sent an email. I'd like a cup of coffee. I get an email back. What type of cup of coffee do you want? Do you want it hot? Do you want it with ice? And then email was supposed to make my life easier and more efficient. And it's actually, I think, made a lot of people feel like they're doing something productive, but they're not. The Texas, right? So I started doing that, and then I stopped answering my telephone. Like literally, if it doesn't say mom, sister, Dana, Dustin, Grant, if I don't know the number, fuck off. I will not answer the phone. And the people that are getting scammed, you older people, a policeman lost $17,000 thinking it was me, and he serves my neighborhood. And he was doing it on TikTok instead of just knocking at my door going, hey, dude, can I chat with you? So I thought it was a little extreme, but the more I think about it, I have done a number of things. One, I made a rule. I will not answer a telephone if I do not recognize the number. Period. Zero. I don't care how fast I'm going down the street. I don't care if it says FBI, CIA, D. Dude, I don't care. Don't answer the phone. Why is somebody calling me out of the blue? Okay. And when I said that, maybe Dustin, it was you, when I actually told people what I was doing, one, I just didn't want all the phone calls. Also, it's just so irritating. Only if there's an emergency, right? Now, I think that has actually made me think in a very, very different way. When you just look at a phone and go, no, I'm not answering that, decline, decline, decline. Now I'm taking real action steps, man. I'm surrendering convenience, because the normal thing would be, ooh, someone wants to talk to me. It happens to me, dude. A chat comes in from, hey, Gary, haven't seen you in a long time. Don't recognize the number, think it's a chick. I immediately go, hey, let's go check this out. I mean, it's so many frailties, but if I never open the door, I can't even get caught on it. I won't do the Telegram thing. Rob, I'm being pulled to WhatsApp, Telegram, Signal. I'm like, fuck off. Let's do it on one communication platform. I don't need to go to Telegram. As soon as you tell me I need to go to Telegram, I'm like, it's like the VPN guys. Do any of these fucking VPNs work? Because they look like they're all owned by
That's a good question.
I don't think every time somebody's selling me some shit, I'm like, see, I just don't know enough about all this security. So for me, it's keep it simple, keep a fucking loaded gun. Now you want to talk about self-custody, okay? Second Amendment rights, well, we laugh, but Second Amendment rights, you have the ability to carry a weapon with you in almost every state, at least open carry or carry it in your car. And we have people bitching about self-custody on a ledger, and they don't even know how to shoot a firearm and don't carry it with them. Don't carry it with them. They don't self-custody their self-protection with kinetic energy, and it weighs less than a pound. Okay, and it's legal, and it would actually protect your ledger or your self-custody and your children, by the way. It's much more important to me, my children, than my fucking Bitcoin. Who cares about my Bitcoin? So, see, if we have to do this forever and ever, you'll never get adoption from the likes of me. Oh, let me give you another story about the likes of me. Friend of mine near my age, 2 or 3, 4 years, finally came into Bitcoin. For some reason, he gets in his mind. Now, this guy's a fiat pig, okay? I mean, a total fiat fucking pig. He's got shit all over the place. But for Bitcoin, he heard somewhere in his genius mind that the only benefit for him for Bitcoin was self-custody. His first deal, he smashes $50 million on a hardware wallet or software wallet or whatever. I don't know the details. And he forgot the damn password, dude, within 5 days. 5 days. 50 million, his first move into Bitcoin. Calls the secretary up. He said, hey, can you guess? We have 3 guesses. They figured it out. But you see my point? Like, that's uncool, man. Whoa, $50 million. I put $6 on the ledger, right? Like, so look, there's just a lot. You're asking people to jump through some hoops that I think expose them, and people don't talk about it. Don't talk about it enough. If you want to wear a mask around with 10,000 Bitcoin and never, ever be known by anyone, dude, I didn't do all this work to hide. I want to live out in the world. Now, I think it's a pretty dangerous place, and most of the people are creatures right now, but I don't want to, always have to be thinking about somebody's going to attack me. I have cameras, I have dogs, I have weapons. People know I have a lot of Bitcoin, but you're going to have to call like 3 bankers before you get it all. and you might be able to get a little bit of it, but I don't know what else to do, you know. But to me, and I'm just going to say this quite honestly, self-custody to me seems actually like, and I really don't want to offend anyone, but it seems to me to be the weakest point in Bitcoin. Funny enough, it should be the most important thing, but for bridging people, for getting people in the system, the friction is magnificent. It's a lot of friction.
Yeah, it is. And then Gary, just to piggyback what you said, and I'll talk like what Dustin said before, which is if you want to get into like an ETF or something else, then there's no reason why you shouldn't. I don't think that people should be pigeonholed and we have to force people to say you have to have self-custody. And if you're not a real Bitcoiner. Although I don't know if anybody really, if some people really even give a care about that. They're like, look, I'm here because I think it's the future. I don't care if you want to call me a Bitcoiner or not. This is my personally what I think is important. And like what you said, you go, okay, I got cameras, I got a dog, I got a gun. The last person that had the wrench attack, it was Sam Altman's former boyfriend. And apparently they were in the previous house. This is in some nice posh area in California. And it was somebody who came to the door. I think they disguised themselves as a delivery driver. So let's just say that you think you've got a delivery or something comes in, you hear a knock on the door. Do you go to the door every time with your gun? I'm just asking people in the comment section. No, you don't, because you're not crazy. You don't do that all the time. And like the person before that who got ripped off, it was for $9 million. I think it was in Jersey or New York. And somebody knocked on the door and they careened into their driveway and hit something on the side. And they came to the door and like, hey, I'm sorry, I hit your mailbox out here. I'm really sorry. Can you come take a look at it? He walks out and guess who's there? 4 masked guys with guns. Would you take your gun out with that one? Well, no, because you're not crazy. But of course, you're going to keep it on you. So like all these things, when people talk about ETFs and whatever else, do what you got to do to get into it. Dustin was right, I think. Just if you want to be part of the movement, get it any way you can. And if you have to diversify your portfolio, great, you do that. And that's pretty much it. Just don't lose everything.
Yeah, Rob, there isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. Not all of us are Gary Cardone hoarding, our massive. There are different solutions for everybody. But I will tell you this. Gary Cardone is not asking you to invest in anything. God damn it. Like, please, there's some people that I will get to the point now that I'm like, don't get in crypto. Like, not for you. Stay, keep your money parked in the bank. If you're one of the people who's like, I think Gary reached out to me and wants me to. Gary does not need you to invest in shit. I promise you, he is never asking you to put your money into something or transfer it to him. It's just not happening. So
now, Grant, that's a different story. Don't confuse us.
But
I mean, people do these scams because they work. We all laugh about them, but they work on a regular basis. Especially, we're talking about the way people, scam phone numbers. When that stuff first came out, it was fantastic. I mean, I know of people who, were doing investigations. They would send phone numbers from the local coroner's office asking people to come down, and if they actually, was this their former husband or father of their children, to actually get them out of the house. People would do that. But I mean, I get phone calls off the bank. I get text messages from crypto. I get phone. I get. What's the toll system in Florida? I mean, they're always suspending my license because I don't want to pay the $28. Somebody is doing it, and they're doing it on a regular basis. And otherwise, they wouldn't be doing it. And it happens all the time. And for anybody to actually listen to us here, there's still going to be probably the people are turning around saying, "Oh, that's so obvious. I'd never get caught out on that." And they're literally probably going to be the ones that's going to happen to. And they will continue to do it.
I was going to add the last overwhelming piece of advice: when in doubt, ask. Like that. So right, like if you have any questions, those of us who have been in crypto a long time have seen the horror stories. We've watched people that we like and love lose everything as a result of doing something. If it smells fishy, that I've never talked to anyone who got completely drained through a phishing link or through something else that did at one point be like, something doesn't feel quite right with this, but did not want to feel embarrassed and ask. Rob, you heard Rob. He takes emails all day, every day. He's happy to answer all of your questions and steer you in the right direction. Just make sure you like and subscribe.
Or at least just like, that'd be good.
I mean, there's a majority of stuff we're talking about that you should apply to your general online security right the way throughout, not just with crypto.
This happens all the time in big banking. All the time, every day on spades. This is not, the Bitcoin community has a way of making everything about them. But the truth is, this happens in banking, man. People send wires, they send checks, they do. People are lonely, and that's people are lonely and they want to talk to somebody. So I mean, the point Dustin was making is people have called Dustin and said, "Hey, Gary, scam me," and he's like, "I don't think so, man. I don't think Gary took your money, dude." It's very odd that you would have, look. I made a mistake the other day. Rob brought this up when he said, "Hey, you don't have a gun on you all the time." That's probably true, but for instance, the other day, I after 30 requests by a guy, he shows up at my house. I finally give him a 30-minute meeting. Hey, be here at 12:15. I'm taking a nap at 11:45. I know people laugh at me and my naps, but at 11:50, I'm hearing noise, and the guy shows up 30 minutes early. My housekeeper lets him in. He's walking around all my paint, looking at all my shit. Okay, hanging out with my dogs, and I'm like, "What the fuck, dude?" That was a massive security breach. So I had to sit down with her. I probably need to sit down with her again. I gave the guy 20 minutes and he said, "Hey, I want you to be my mentor." I said, "Dude, I can't help you, dude. You showed up 30 minutes early. Like you're what the fuck are you doing 30 minutes early? You preparing an attack or something?" I mean, my God. But it's these little things. I was driving down the road one day, hey, I'm from Google. I'll never take another phone call while I'm driving though, right? Like if you're not fully attentive, you can, let's just get through it. I lost a Gmail account. I could have gotten completely hammered. So I think it's just, and we live in a dangerous time today. People's awareness, situational awareness is horrific. I mean, they're not paying attention to anything. Like I see people walking across the street with their phone.
Well, true.
I've seen some recent hacks going back to the online stuff with LinkedIn lately too. So LinkedIn's like getting a comeback.
Oh, they'll scour any little dark pool they can, man.
Yeah, I think the best investor is probably the scam artist. They don't have to put any money in. They don't really have to do too much. All they got to do is just time, and then hopefully, like Panio said, the stupid people will come out.
Yeah, but they all end up the same way, dude. Broke, bitter, desperate, in jail, if not in their own jail. It's not a good life. But if
you think about it as well, I mean, the amount of money that the FBI actually put into solving cybercrimes is minuscule. And if you think about how quickly you can actually move crypto around wallets? How many times can you move
No.
from one individual wallet to another individual wallet over the course of a day?
Like that.
Yeah, thousands.
Thousands. Mixers, doesn't matter.
Yeah, so, yes, it's all traceable, but you think the FBI's got the time to run after your $10 million worth of Bitcoin? That's if people actually have declared it in the first place, or they want to declare it in the first place and declare their assets.
Mm-hmm.
Some people won't. It's a whole philosophical debate about why a lot of people actually got into this in the first place. The reasons why. I mean, a lot of people in this got there by accident as a big FU to the system because they're anarchists. They didn't believe in centralized government. They didn't believe in government control. They didn't believe in the big banks.
Well, I'm sitting right here.
Or they weren't allowed, or their business wasn't allowed to transact, right? Like marijuana business. I find that to be ironic.
Yeah.
A lot of guys end up in
Bitcoin. Yeah, it's a heck of a better way than undervaluing paintings and doing stuff like that, and nipping across the border and buying diamonds at wholesale prices and bringing them in and selling them at a retail price, or transferring assets into a fund and then just paying the tax on the money that you actually make and moving it into the federal banking system.
I also can I just suggest, like, there's always hate the government and the banks enough that the FBI records everything you do so that you've got that as a backup. I'm just throwing it out there. Like, it's another layer is if they're listening to everything you're doing, there's a layer of security. But so it's funny, after I found out that the FISA warrants had been taken out on us, I asked Int if there was what it would take to have a private conversation. If I wanted to be sure, because I'm of the mind, like, it's not an act. I really think the government is probably the worst criminals amongst us. They're the most organized gang of them all. So I asked him, what would I have to do to have a private conversation that I could feel confident I wasn't being listened to? He told me, well, you go into a level 6 SCIF with a white noise machine, and otherwise, your encrypted apps are not secure. If you think Signal and other things like that, they're at the top levels. If they want to listen to you, they can use acoustics. So like they can measure the vibrations that are happening on your window shades, and some freaking machine.
And that's going back 30, 40, 50 years. They could do that.
So right. You have to understand there's the levels of this go both ways. There becomes a certain level that, like, you just have to live in a way that you don't try to overthrow the government out loud. But, still looking at you, government. Just saying.
Perfect way, Dustin. Out loud. Hey guys, I'm sorry. I gotta drop off. It was a pleasure. I appreciate it.
Hey, Rob, thanks so much. Appreciate
Rob.
it, buddy.
Thanks
You guys
for
follow
coming.
Rob. He's an awesome guy, man. I really like Rob. Always have. If I can ever help you, Rob, let me know.
Yeah, he's a great get. And like this seems like, and I'm watching comments. I see that some people like it can be boring, and I sometimes, though, the most important conversations are the ones you don't want to have to listen to. Security is one of those things. Again, it's tricky for us.
If anybody thinks this is boring, Dustin, then what they need to do is either not show up next time, which I actually like them showing up, but what they really should do is give us some topics they'd like to talk about. As they should be able to know by now, we can either make the shit up as we go, or we'll actually bring in some experts on the subject. But like we are not getting a lot of people going, hey, this would be an excellent topic and I would like to represent. And that's open here. I don't know why people aren't reaching out to Dana saying, hey, I'd like to play a part in this, because this is going to get boring if it's 4 of us. I think to me, this topic, the really exciting part of the topic is, hey, I shouldn't be answering my phone. It has really little to do with Bitcoin self-custody. Like we forget the adoption part. We just want to go straight to having sex instead of the foreplay. Hey, can I get some money in the system? Can I understand the system? Can I learn it? Hey, let's learn some really, Bitcoin would do so well by saying, receiving a phone call from another human being that you don't know or a robot is really, would you just open the front door and go, come on in? No, you wouldn't. You when somebody knocks on your door, you do not just let them, come on in. You don't do that, but we receive a phone call. Oh, wow, Bitcoin got me to think about this. That's cool, dude. That is a really cool premise. Now we talk about security as a human being and not about just Bitcoin. It's so narcissistic. The texts, like, hey, fucking don't text me out of the blue. The Telegram, I don't need to use Telegram. I don't need to use Signal. Why would I use 15 different devices to communicate with? One, I forget who's talking to me when. Like, I've gotten to the point now, I was supposed to have a lunch tomorrow. I have no idea where I set the fucking lunch up. Was it LinkedIn? Was it this? I got to cancel it. And now I'm searching through a fucking list of 32 people, and I forgot the guy's name. So all of this convenience looks like subscriptions to me. Okay. And subscriptions are a model that's designed by retailers. It's called the fractured business model, which is sign up 1,000 people knowing that 60% of you people like me will completely forget what you did. You'll pay anyway. You won't use the service and you'll get dinged, and they'll be able to go to their private equity players and go, look at my subscription rate. The retention rate is very, very high. And that's the only
I don't take phone calls from numbers I don't know.
It would be smart to get an old regular telephone and get away from the smartphone. Like, really?
Oh, yeah. What do you think about that, Ent? Should we all get flip phones?
I think the horse has left the county at this point.
Yeah.
Truthfully.
I can't imagine that I have any data that's not available on me, right?
That's true.
No, I mean, you're already out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you can limit your exposure, but you're regressing at that point. But people who have your phone number will always have your phone number. You can migrate that phone number over to a Google number. Then you can start going through the deconstructing all the apps on a brand new phone that you paid cash for. You can activate it down at bloody Starbucks and take all that off, make sure the Bluetooth doesn't work, and you can only use it 10 miles, blah, 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 blah. You can start registering a PO box in freaking Wyoming or whatever. Know all your mail. You can do all sorts of stuff, but frankly, you're not going to do it. And to be honest with you, even if you did do all that, Gary, I'm sure your kids have got your phone number, your ex-wife's got your phone number, your banker's got your phone number, and sooner or later you're going to talk to them, and they're just going to.
Hey, my ex-wife's got my phone number, but she doesn't have my number.
Justin just got it, yeah.
That. So I listen.
What do you guys do without my weird humor?
I love it. Listen, don't.
Thank you, Dustin.
Security wise, I just want to throw this out there one more time. You're probably going to be fine. Like Gary said, these aren't new scams, right? These same scammers are the same people who conjured up the idea, right? The reason that the Nigerian prince thing, they send it out to everybody because they find somebody, right? It's a big numbers game. And so if you've managed to navigate your life without getting into much trouble, you're going to be able to navigate crypto most likely without having like new problems. So take a deep breath, right? Get yourself some Bitcoin. Santa is leading the rally as we speak. Let's freaking go. Like I'm fired up. I remain so effing bullish despite the short-term overheating and retracement. Like life is good. We are going to see midterm elections. They're going to pump our bags to make the little voters happy and run around. So like just buckle up, enjoy yourself, and don't be an idiot. Like 90% of the security advice that most people just need is like, don't be stupid, don't talk to strangers, don't take candy from the weird molester fan, and you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine.
What's the, as we're wrapping up, pantyhose, what's the best way?
You can trust
for me to
Campbell's
get
soup.
out? I don't know about that. How do I get rid of my my kidnappers? How do I get it? I'm stuck in Dubai. I've been kidnapped.
Actually depends
now
on how
what
much
do I
we're
do?
actually it just happens to depend on how much we actually get for that kidney. Or didn't we tell you about that yet?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Don't worry about it.
Talk to them incessantly about Bitcoin and custody and
then they'll send me back.
yeah, no,
They'll say,
and
oh, she's not
all
worth
the
it.
evils of the banks. Like just like do not let go. Like let me tell you about self-custody, bud. And,
Dana's going to be
the girl
Dana's
who
going to
got-
be on here next week from Marrakesh.
yeah,
Did you see the girl who kept getting?
for you.
She kept getting arrested for End the Fed. She has like 8 photos where she's been arrested. Okay,
Wait,
well,
this sounds like a
I'll wear
saint.
them down.
Let's go. Yeah, no, just right. Talk about the Ron Paul revolution. That's always pretty strong. Constitution. All right, like just find them topics and pow, give it.
If
to
I'm
them.
a woman and I'm kidnapped, I'm just going to tell them I have serious venereal disease and like I'm flared up on my herpes, but we can get it going if they really want to. Blister it up, dog. Let's go.
Great tips, guys. I hope y'all learned. I hope y'all learned
Are
something.
you really in Dubai?
I am.
Dubai?
Why? You think I sleep with the Quran next to my bed?
Off.
I always have
I
my barracks.
I mean,
Yeah,
I might.
guys,
I
thank you,
might.
guys.
Who knows?
Thank you guys for showing up. Appreciate everyone here. Hopefully it was helpful. If you do have debate topics, please let us know. I'm going to go to a soccer game, watch some kids run around not knowing what the hell they're doing. What a waste of time that will be. But I'll be a good dad.
I'm gonna throw a couple things out.
Go ahead.
End of year, my favorite.
Look.
Favorite space I do. Favorite space I do has been the end of year predictions. So right, we should do an end of year recap and predictions for 2026. So
Okay.
always great content.
I love that, dude. Why don't we have a marathon show, maybe? Or, you know, the other thing I was thinking about was all these famous podcasters like the gentleman we had on today and our famous pantyhose people and the Danas of the world. What if I help put a party together for all the podcasters? That'd be fun, huh? Even the political ones, you know, like call them all, dude. Call the right, even call Brian Cranston and his brother. I mean,
if we are going to do this, we need to do it properly.
Oh, my dear boy. Why don't you go get that red breast stuff out and show them?
Oh, yeah. Orphan Barrel.
Yeah.
Baby.
I tell you what,
Yeah.
this would be an advertiser that I would sponsor. I would actually.
Which one?
Get him up.
I'll reach out.
Oh,
Knucking him up.
Oh, dude. What's the breast drink, guys?
Oh, red breast.
Dude, this, Dana, you get that?
I feel like they would love to sponsor this.
Dana,
Why wouldn't they?
this is the some of the nicest whiskey I've ever drank in my life, and I'm not a big drinker. By the way, this tequila that the Limey introduced me to, shit was unbelievable. Dustin, I had 3 shots of this stuff with
Everybody's actually gonna. If we're actually gonna do this, we're gonna
grapefruit.
crack this out properly.
Yes, I'll be over right away. With grapefruit, and I did not even get touched. Like I could have gone to a business meeting. 3. Hey, so what was that? That was the 27-year-old Redbreast.
That is, yeah.
Anyone wants to get daddy a Christmas present, that's what you get a guy you can't find anything for. Okay. My kids have a hard time buying anything for me. And I understand. That would be the thing you get me, the Redbreast 27, dear boy. Or the XO tequila.
The XO tequila.
Jesus. Where's that stuff from, dude?
So
Is it Ramos? Is it Ramos?
I think it's from 3i Atlas. It's so distilled. It's perfect.
We could do some shows with it. Gary has to take a shot every time.
Hey,
know.
How about we take a shot every time you open your mouth?
Yeah, we could do that. So it wouldn't be very much. Wouldn't be
Hey.
very much.
Hey,
Well,
yellow
that-
podcaster party. How many people you think would come?
Excuse
Man?
me?
You know. Seriously, if anybody starts taking shots of the XO, I'm personally going to beat them to death.
Yeah. We're not taking
Oh.
shots like that. We're sipping. It's a beautiful.
Yes.
$200.
I think we've actually gone through the entire bottle there, haven't we?
Well,
Over 2 or 3 visits.
that's how I lost all my Bitcoin, man. Okay, guys.
anyway, end of year, we'll do a recap. We'll do a predictions for 2026, and that'll take us through the rest of the year. Let's go.
I like it.
Let's go. Oh, by the way, Dustin, what do you think the end of the year price is going to be?
I think we crab crawl. So I'm gonna put us at 97.5. I think the rally begins second week of January, and we have an epic like February through October.
What did it do last year?
I think last year we
Calmed
ended up-
down. It calmed down and waited for January, didn't it?
it tends to wait until January, but year I don't think it's the right like measurement. I think you have to go back to midterm years, which is the party in power tends to want everybody to be very excited. It's why I think Trump will do the $2,000 checks probably in May, June-ish.
He should do $4,000.
I think we should get interest. Why would you
$4,000 a month, and he
So-
should make everyone work 60 to 80 hours a week.
I think that we'll see the QE, like QT becoming QE, and we'll start to see them like really working to juice the economy. We see some of the results of the tariffs, but that's May, June-ish. And so we go May, June, and then I think we're going to have an amazing 2026. Like very, very, very bullish. But I think we mostly stay in a pretty tight range. I could see us going as high as like 105 and going back down to as low as like 81, which we like for the rest of the month. What do you think? Ed?
Anybody else got a view? I think Trump announced today he was asked Lutnick how much money they'd made on the Intel deal, and he framed it up. He said, "Hey, CEO of Intel shows up, tells me they've got a few little issues," and I said, "Well, what if I could take care of those issues for you?" And he said, "Well, hell, man, that'd be awesome. Well, how about 10% of your company?" The guy thought about it for about like 30 seconds, said, "Done." That's a $40 billion profit. Now, other than Trump likes to brag, as does Howard Lutnick, what they like to do more than brag is to fucking hit home runs. And this is the piece that I think the haters of Trump don't understand. I'm sure he's a narcissist. It would take an ego. Like my brother has a bigger ego than I do. I'm not right or wrong. It's just he's built to do what he does better than I am. Doesn't mean that he's bad or wrong. It just means he's got more interest in being out there, right? So Trump, to me, at 70 years old, 70, whatever he is, doesn't want to be wrong, has tremendous opportunity to make a shitload of money. And I think he's signaling to the world, I'll do this 37 times. I'll take equity in every company that's broken. Westinghouse. No one's talking about the Westinghouse deal, man. Took a 18% stake in Westinghouse. Hello, telegram message, okay, or a wire message or Morse code. That's nuclear fucking power stations being bought by and supported by the United States government, man. That is new infrastructure. And if that's not good for the economy, I don't know what is. That's not Bitcoin miners. Bitcoin mining doesn't employ any people. That's a myth. It's a lie. It's machines, dude. It doesn't require a bunch of people. So you need to put people to work. And you still need the nuclear for Bitcoin and for everything else we're doing. So to me, these are really cool messages. I don't think Trump waits to the end of the year for the Ukrainian problem. The Zelensky cokehead is oh, by the way, did y'all see that speech where a whole rock came out of his nose?
It's unbelievable.
I have snorted coke enough to know what that looks like. That was not AI. I can assure you. Oh my God. Hey, he's snorting some heavy duty coke though, because I mean he's just getting rocks of that shit. But they're signaling he's out. His number 2 guy's in prison right now. I mean, this is happening now. The noose is tightening. We are in Venezuela. Dustin, have you noticed how many fucking military jets have been flying over this? This did not happen 6 weeks ago, dude. B-52s and those Strata bombers and a bunch of F-16s.
Yep.
All day, every day, dude. I mean, like constant.
High readiness.
Yeah, well, I think, and they're all going south.
Yeah.
Like clockwork too. I mean, I saw 4 of those big B-52s just rolling in every 5 minutes. Boom, boom, boom. So to me, what does that do to Bitcoin? I mean, silver hit all-time high today again. 6 days in a row, dude. We're at historic, multi-decade, multi-century highs for silver and gold. Well, not gold right now, but and I don't understand it. I don't understand it because it does not look like we're going to war. If we go to war, it's going to be because some little tiny country with 2% of the population who has nuclears and we didn't know it, and they just go fucking crazy and fucking just, decide to make it miserable for 98% of us. I don't, what could go wrong? Because there's all upside here. You've got a bunch of broken companies, no doubt, but I think they're not going to fix Campbell's, dude. Campbell's dies here. We are going to see a generation of fucking legacy businesses that die and never come back. You're an enemy if you buy fucking Campbell's suit, dude. You're part of the problem. The best way for us to win this battle is not buying Bitcoin. Is to stop buying shit from bad people. Bitcoin's not the solution. Stop funding Netflix, man. Okay? Stop paying Merck. Challenge your fucking doctor bills. Fucking don't pay them. A guy walks in, waits an hour, he said, fuck, dude, fuck off. I want my money back. Like, I'm not waiting an hour for you.
Do you see the Campbell Soup VP that got caught on camera being like, this is bioengineered shit. I would never eat.
Bro, it gets worse because you know what their reasoning is now, huh? They're saying you can't sue us. Look at the fucking recipe. And it's bioengineered. Nobody's looking at anything. Nobody. Who's the yogurt company? These companies, the C with the C. They've got some kind of weird.
Yeah, Cipriani.
Like I believe people do not understand the power of boycotting, man. Boycotting is so powerful.
Money. Yeah.
Okay, like these companies, they all have one big fucking weakness: quarterly earning reports. It only takes 90 days to destroy one of these companies. So now, why do I say that? I think it's actually going to be good if we discover how much fake GDP we have built on poisons and crime and bullshit. Most certainly, housing prices are getting ready to get trashed. Because I think there's 2 million immigrants that voluntarily left this country, and they were living in homes, dude. Where do you think these people are living? In fucking trees? 2 million people leave here. That's 2 million homes. Call it 4 people living in, it's 500,000 homes, dude. Vacated. That's 500,000 fucking automobiles that ain't going to get rented, bought, or leased or used. Okay. Hey, that's 2 million people that ain't going to be buying food or stealing it. It's also 42 million of the SNAP. Some of those, it can't keep going up. It's got to go away because some of them are leaving, right? We have gasoline prices at $1.96 in some state, and we have crude oil below $60, which no one would have predicted. Which crude oil below $60 has always been a non-recessionary indicator. It's good for Joe User, man, at every level. But I think we're going to lose some companies. We could lose Ford. BMW is going down. Audi's going down. Oh, yeah, bro. What? Where
Ford, Ford is going to be the Ford F-150, still by far the best-selling vehicle in the world.
Yeah, maybe until the Chinese show up and make it for 16 grand. Deere is making a $16,000.
Dustin's looking pensive about his new F-150 he just purchased.
Stay away from Ford.
Owner bias.
You'll remember during the auto bailout where everybody else sold out, Ford managed to be the one that did not have to take government money for a bailout. I think Ford's if there's an exception,
Trump would not let a Ford go down. He would not let a GE go down. These are companies that should die. Okay? Like if BMW ain't going to make it, dude, or Merck, they have to move out of Germany to make that move. They're done. If they can't make it, it's going to put a lot of pressure on Ford. Deere has a $16,000 truck. They've come out. Like we could move the spectrum, because me and Pantyhose were talking about this the other night while we were sipping $200 tequila. His $235,000 automobile. Like, when did that start happening? People were buying $230,000 automobiles, and you look at it and go, it's not really a great car. This is the Range Rover, by the way. I will never buy another Land Rover product again because you guys fucked with me. You built a car that has so much wind noise. I'm cool paying $250 grand for a car, but it better stroke my dick and have no sound whatsoever. Okay, none. I mean, and it's an interesting machine, but when I can buy a Deere for 16 grand, what'd you 150 cost you?
Like 80.
Yeah. See,
I got the King Ranch.
Oh, I'm sure you did, dude. I'm sure you did. But my point is, like, these are getting out of control now. We have met peak demand. Now, I think you're going to see corporate numbers actually, the top line revenue fall, but the margins, the EBITDA is going to expand, and people are going to have to confront. We're in a different world. It's better quality of earnings. You're not stealing from people or poisoning people. I could care fucking less if Merck and all of them go down. Humana, they should go down. Now, these are companies the government cannot take an interest in, but they will, and they'll fuck it up. But short term, I just don't see how this gets that bad, man, unless we have a war.
I'm with you. I think that people are addicted to like the fear porn, which, by the way, the algorithms, the best version of you that is most let me use the word manipulatable, but susceptible to ads is one that is when they've evoked some sort of state of fear. And so your algorithm is pumping you full of, oh my God, the world's coming to an end, where the sky is falling. Because when the sky is falling, like, oh, maybe I will splurge a little bit, buy some extra shit. But I do think it's interesting how much. So Dana is clearly, she just put up something from Muhammad about saving all from Belgium. I think she really is kidnapped. Like, I don't know what's going on, but might need to look into it.
I am. I mean, you can't. It's dark. It's like 2 a.m. here. You can't see anything in the window, but
Not going to the
but
court.
I was gonna say something we were just talking about. Oh, about fear, Dustin. On my way over here, there was a movie, genres, and the most recent movie genre, 90% of them were all horror, dystopian. I was just saying this earlier today. Every single one. Each page I went by, there's 10 videos like per page. How is it possible that all the new movies are like horror films? Now there's many others. Like there's other genres too, but those were the most recent one. I thought that was bizarre. They're not even the most it's not even the most popular type of movie is horror. It's like it's not even the most popular.
Wow, there's a whole discussion there about the downfall of Hollywood and the decentralization. Like Hollywood is never going to be the dominant force it was before COVID, and for good and for the better, right? Which is the stuff that you can create video wise. We're about to see some AI video creations that blow our mind, because if you have a creative story and inspiration, then you could create that shit going. Like, let's go. No, he's right about the jet lag, though. You just were like, I know you can't see anything out the window. It's because there's a curtain over it, Dana. Like, you can't see out the window because there's a big curtain right there. So,
I should go to bed. Yeah.
Hey,
We
Dana,
will message
Dana,
please
should
if you have good topics. What?
Go ahead, Dana. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was.
I just wanted to introduce the audience to Piro Juki 9064. Everyone should follow him. Give him love, okay? And hope that in fact, maybe, I don't know, reach out to his mom and say, hey, what happened to the manner lessons? I don't know. Anyway, I like, calling somebody out, introducing them to the audience, put them on stage. Happy to have you on stage next week, sir. Love to have you.
bring it, son. Let's go.
Hey, I got to go, guys. Peace, love.
Cheers, guys.
Appreciate you guys. Stay safe.
Hi, guys.
Hey, but if I call you, answer the phone. I will never solicit money or sex from anyone. Don't fall for it. Dana?
You heard it from Gary.